What's going on YouTube? Okay, so we have to talk about Funky Dineva and Chloe Bailey and Halle Bailey and the whole debacle of it all, which actually pains me, y'all, because if I haven't said it before, I'm going to say it again loud and clear. Funky Dineva, Quentin Latham is my absolute favorite YouTuber. He is hilarious, charismatic. His timing is amazing. He's witty. He's all of the things that make a great host, YouTuber, all of that. I love Fox Soul. However, I want to get in on the discussion from a different point of view, probably from a woman's point of view, from a point of view of someone who kind of agrees with him. Maybe not necessarily his delivery, but I kind of see some of his points. So let's talk about it, y'all, in case you guys are not aware of what happened all over the internets. I want to say it's Wednesday or Tuesday of this past week. If you don't watch TGIF, which is on Fox Soul, what are you doing with your life? It is a hilarious show. It comes on not only on YouTube, but the Fox Soul channel. I DVR it. And I don't know if it comes on like Comcast and stuff, but it comes on YouTube TV. It is a show with Al Reynolds, Funky Dineva, and Claudia Jordan. I adore all three. And it now comes on every single day of the week. And it's just like a pop culture show that kind of breaks down everything that's happening in politics, pop culture, everything. And it is great because they all three mesh well. They're all three give very, very polarizing points of view, and they are shady. They bump heads a lot. It's a mixture of everything that you would ever want to see in the realm of getting pop culture news. So on one of the segments, they talked about the rumor that Halle Bailey is pregnant. Now, we'll table whether we think she's really pregnant or not and what I feel about that. But they talked about it, and they talked, she was with her. I don't even know what her boyfriend's name is. And I really don't care. He's a rapper. He seems like he's trash, all of that. But he like put up a Instagram post, and she was walking in the background, visibly waddling. She's pregnant, y'all. And then I guess she came back and, refuted everything, saying, oh, I'm not pregnant, whatever. People were frying her in her comments. People were coming for her. And then Chloe, which, Halle and Chloe, came and defended her sister, which I'm not even mad at. And she kind of was just like, oh, I don't play by my sister, da-da-da-da-da. Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. And so they talked about that on TGIF. And when Funky Dineva gave his commentary, he gave a blistering, tongue-lashing version of his commentary. He basically let us know that he does not like Chloe Bailey. Called her ugly, said she's inauthentic, she's a fake thug, like all of these things, and he doesn't see it for her. He came at her real hard, right? And so consequently, the next day, they fried his ass in his comments. They came for him, Al, all Funky's dog, his grandma, all of the things, right? They didn't appreciate the way that he, it was unnecessary, right? And then the next day, when he came back on the next episode of TGIF, he gave an apology, where he stood in what he feels as far as him not, seeing it for her music's whack and all of those things. But he did say that he took it too far as it relates to talking about her physical appearance and all of these things. Let's talk about his apology. I appreciated his apology. He could have given a little more. He could have given a little, he said verbatim, I'm standing 10 toes down in how I feel about her. I just should have let it stop there and not gone any further with talking about her being ugly, because she's not ugly. She's a cute girl. So let me say this. If you're here to hear me dog Funky Dineva out, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give him grace. Not only because I absolutely adore him, but I do think that it was like kitchen talk. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I feel like he forgot he was like on live, right? It's just like, it was a conversation that I feel like he just let go too far, and it happens. You know, it happens to everybody. I feel like every single person, we've seen Charlamagne do it, Wendy Williams do it, you know, and we've given them grace, forgiven them, and continue to move forward. So I am not going to, you know, hang Funky Dineva, cancel him. No, I'm not going to do that. I think he's talented. I look up to him. I admire him. And I think he made a mistake, and we'll leave it at that. However, you guys, outside of the ugly part, because she's not ugly, she's a cute girl, you know, she gave a lot, because when she was talking about how she gonna, you know, shoot you in your face, she gonna wet you, and all these other things that she was saying she's gonna do to y'all for talking about her sister, I'm being funny, but seriously, she had no makeup, which is brave. I don't think that I would, if I were her, I would go on camera, on live, and without makeup, and give you guys all those things. So that's one. Like, if I took all of my makeup off, I think that I'm still cute, but obviously you're vulnerable. You leave yourself vulnerable to the trolls and everything. It's not easy to be at the pinnacle of where she's at, regardless of how you feel about her. Take off your makeup and give you guys all of the fresh face, because then you have people like Funky Dineva who dissect that. So no, she's not ugly. She's a cute girl. But, okay, I agree with him. She gets on my nerves too. I agree with pretty much everything else that he said, as far as, I'm not going to go hard on her because she is talented, y'all. She's very young, so I'm just going to say this. I agree with him when he says she's not authentic, because I do think she's over-sexualizing herself. Chloe, you are sexy. We know. And I'm not going to say stop it. I mean, you know, but I guess with her, it's like not believable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she's just trying so hard to prove to us that she is a sexy girl, and she's like going way overboard, like borderline stripper-ish. I don't have nothing against the strippers, but I'm just saying, like, is that the way that you want to present Chloe? Because it just doesn't seem real. So I agree with him on that. I'm not a fan of her music, although I do recognize she's a great songwriter. She has a beautiful voice. Excuse me, but I'm not a fan of hers. So when he said that she's not authentic and that we don't believe you, I agree with it. And there's nothing wrong with him saying that. That is his opinion. He's a social, you know, figure, and he does commentary on current events and things or whatever. She jumped out there fresh-faced, defending her sister, which is fine, because I would have done the same thing if that were my sister. But you have to take what comes with that, which is sometimes, you know, commentary from people like Funky Dineva and Claudia Jordan, whatever. So I will say that I do agree with him when he says that the feeling she gives to us as the public is like fakery. And I think that that's why her music is not connecting. That is my opinion. That does not mean that I don't recognize she's very, very talented. She's beautiful. She's got a bang about. She's beautiful and talented. And I think she has a cute personality. Like when when you see her talking and interacting with people, and she seems like she's kind of an around the way girl when she's out, you know, off the camera and not trying to give us, you know, the Chloe Bailey, you know, superstar or whatever, right? But what I didn't like is I didn't like Funky and Al like acting like she Halle when table, you know, we talked about Chloe, you know, I gave you my opinion on her. Beautiful girl, not a big fan of her, and that's okay. As it pertains to Halle and her being, whether she's pregnant or not, she's pregnant. I had a baby. It was all in the waddle. When I saw the way she was waddling, I'm like, girl, if you don't stop it, that is a whole pregnancy waddle right there. She's pregnant, whatever. But she doesn't owe it to us to tell us that. And I'm going to tell you why. As a mother, when I was pregnant, that was probably one of the scariest times of my life, because every woman who's been pregnant and who has had a baby, successful, or if you've lost your baby, you know that every month, every day, really, you're scared. You want to make sure that the baby is safe and living and growing and all of that stuff, right? Every time you go to the gynecologist, they test you on everything from Down syndrome to this to that. You're drinking orange soda pop, all kinds of crazy stuff, you're taking all these tests, and every time you take a test, you're terrified. You want to make sure your baby's healthy, specifically in the first trimester. Now, the walk she was given was given more of a 20 to 22 weeks, thing. Like, she didn't look like she was like in the first trimester, because when I was in the first trimester, I wasn't showing at all. But everybody shows differently. Maybe I don't know. I don't know where she is in her pregnancy journey. But I do know that if she is specifically in her first trimester, I didn't even really tell anybody except the people I was like super close with. I didn't like make it public that I was pregnant. I think I posted a picture of my pregnancy when I was like 26 weeks, which is almost in the third trimester. Like, because in the first trimester, you just want to get out of it, because that is the high risk part of your pregnancy. 9 times out of 10, if you make it to your second trimester, you're usually going to have a successful pregnancy to term. Usually things happen, but she doesn't owe that to us. And I could see, if I was her, I wouldn't want to tell y'all hoes either, because like, y'all are not going to wish bad on my baby, pick me apart, stress me out. You have to keep your stress low. This matter stressed her. Not to mention, she's a public figure. We don't know what kind of brand deal. She may not have wanted these people to know. What if, because she's pregnant, she might lose a role? All kinds of stuff could happen. So I didn't like how they were going hard, y'all. I want y'all to go watch that episode. They were going hard and arguing Claudia down. Poor Claudia. I wanted to jump through the TV and save her. And she even said, man, this is kind of why I wish that we had more feminine energy on the show, because a lot of times y'all just spew out stuff that you don't understand from a woman's point of view. And it wasn't just Funky, it was Al too. They were both going so hard about how dare she lie and why are you lying in my face? Because I don't owe y'all nothing. I don't owe you anything, and I don't want to jinx it. I want to keep my pregnancy safe and private. I don't want to tell anybody. I wasn't ready to tell anybody. And so if I get it. I would have lied too in that circumstance. Because you don't want the whole of America knowing that you have a baby on the way, for them to like flood you with negative comments. Because people are nasty and negative for no reason. So I did not like that. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest. That's the part that I didn't like the most. Funky was, he was dead wrong, because again, Chloe is anything but ugly. That is a sexy, beautiful young woman. I didn't like the part of them, going so hard and making it like Halle owed it to us, and how dare she lie to us, and we can see you, and we can, like, she's pregnant. But I think we should leave it at that. I think pregnancy is such a sensitive, touchy subject. There's so many women that losing babies every day. Women that are, and also, what if she's young, but what if she has lost a pregnancy in the past? She might have lost one in the past. She might be very sensitive. You don't know. Maybe she's been trying to get pregnant for a while. We just never know. And that is why, not just men, women as well. I don't even ask, even my friends, I'm very careful with my friends on like asking them, unless they've confided in me and I kind of know, I have friends that maybe want to have a baby. We've talked about it, but I'm very careful with asking women about babies, or do you want a baby? Or are you trying? Because a lot of times the situation is maybe the person has lost, children. It happens. Women miscarry. Some women are infertile. So I say that to say, my opinion on Funky Dineva is I still love him. I still respect him. I'm still going to watch everything he does. He is a whole fool and I love it. But I agree with some of his points, disagree with the others. And I also don't like the way that Al and him made it seem like Halle owes any of us anything, because she doesn't. We need to respect women, especially as it pertains to pregnancies and having babies, because it's hard. It's very hard. And any other woman can attest to how stressful that it is once you are pregnant, and just worrying and praying and hoping that your pregnancy goes to term, number one, the 41 weeks, and that you have a healthy baby is very stressful. So, in closing, I just wanted to give my thoughts because a lot of people are really coming hard at Funky. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give him grace just like we've given, all the other, hosts. And I mean, there have been other hosts that have done far worse. Y'all still watched Wendy when Wendy, picked everybody apart and was disgusting. So I'm going to give him grace. I'm not going to do that. Maybe it's because I like him. Possibly. I don't know. But that's just me. So let me know what you guys think. Drop down in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Are you disgusted with Funky Dineva? Do you feel the same way that I do? Also, please like, subscribe, share, you guys. And I will talk to you all later. Have a good day.